Welcome to everybody out there on Facebook Live. Welcome everybody here to the Wild 108 Bowser Nissan Theater. Andy and Wookie here, and we are happy to have with us, and this doesn't happen very often, so we're excited about this. From Valerie Music, Mr. Brantley Gilbert. You're allowed to clap.
What's up, fellas? How's it going?
Nice to see you. Nice to see you, my friend.
It's been too long.
It has been too long. What, a month and a half?
20 seconds.
It seems that way anyway.
How's everybody doing, man?
Oh, come on. You were louder than this when we were having lunch. Let's hear it. He asked you a question. How you doing?
Wonderful's better. Wonderful's better.
There you go.
You and me both. I'm just glad it's not 8 in the morning.
You can come hang out whenever you want. You don't have to just...
Yeah, you don't have to have them ask us. Just show up.
Yeah.
All right.
We may regret that, but just show
You
up.
may regret that, I'm saying. I'm not a morning person.
Well, that's fine. I'm on the
that.
afternoon, so that's good with me. I'm not a morning person anymore either.
I'm not either, but I don't really care.
Yeah, when it's hunting season, I'll be up crack of dawn, I promise you.
So we had everybody that came in today put down some questions on these little cards. So we're going to ask you a few if you don't mind.
Of course.
All right. So we're going to start off with 6-year-old Camden. And Camden, there you go.
My godson's
My
name.
my man's going to
How
stand
you
up.
doing?
Oh, look at that. He's coming up for nice. I like it.
Come on in. Here.
Oh, look at that.
There you go.
All right. So Camden, he wants to know, what's your favorite thing about being a country singer?
Oh, man, I get to hang out with cool people like you, and travel all over the country and meet new folks, and write some songs that may make a difference at some point.
So what do you think? Do you want to be a country singer someday? Just like him? There you go.
Oh, man. Look, I'm sorry about that.
All right. Thank you, Camden. Thanks for coming up.
Get ready to get broke and go hungry for a little while, but, make it past that, you'll be all right. That's a hard thing to say to a 6-year-old, but you got to be real, right?
Hey, you know what? Be honest early.
That's right. Me and my wife talking about having kids. I'm nervous about it. Well, I'm really nervous about having a daughter. How many y'all got a daughter? Because you hear people say, I'll go to jail over my daughter. But I really, really legitimately will. Like, if I see somebody come up my driveway that looks, talks, acts anything remotely like me, I will stab him.
And your parents cursed you, by the way, right?
Yeah.
They say they hope you either have a kid just like you or your kid ends up with a guy like just like you,
You're in trouble.
Yeah, a buddy of mine had it figured out, though. He said, don't do none of that. He said, don't threaten him. He said, all you got to do. He said, the first boy that my daughter brought home, he said, I met him in the driveway. He said, son, I could clean guns in front of you. I could do this, that, and other. He said, but what I am going to do is tell you that whatever you do to her, I'm going to do to you. And I said, well, how'd that work out? He
Yeah.
said, well, they kissed in the driveway. He said, so the next week he's over watching a movie at the house, and I crawled to the back of the couch, kissed him square in the mouth. So I won't be doing that. But I do have a bunch of biker buddies, and I can, just tell the kid, like, look, anything you do to her, they're all going to do to you.
Ooh.
Right?
So you want your daughter to be alone forever?
Pretty much. Yeah.
It's the
She
way
can
to
hang
go.
out with me. I'm good company.
Not arguing that one. Andy, I think you have the next one.
Jesse from Freedom wants to know, what is the biggest inspiration you draw on writing? I think that's it. When writing.
Drone.
Inspiration you draw on when writing.
Man, it's crazy. When you get in a room with folks, everybody's looking at the same room, but everybody's bringing a different set of influences to the table. They're also bringing, recent experiences to the table. So you never know, in a co-writing scenario, what everybody's coming to the table with. So it's always really interesting to see what comes out. Now, me, I'm selfish, and if we're writing for my record, it's got to be a song about my life. It's got to be something that I've been through. I found that trying to write, songs for other people, I guess, is what most people think we spend a lot of time doing. It doesn't turn out that well. But when I write songs that are deep and true to me, that I live through, they just seem like they're the more relatable songs, and they just get more traction with folks. So, man, just my life, I guess, is probably my biggest inspiration.
All right.
Thank you. That's a good question, man.
So Sarah from Baldwin Where you at, Sarah?
Sarah. Hey, Sarah.
Now
I
we're
like
gonna-
your boots.
We're going to get a little deep on this one. She wants to know, since you're a big supporter of the troops, is it hard not to have an emotional connection with all the troops that you meet?
It is to a certain extent, but you want to allow yourself to be a little emotional. There was the fella that gave me the Purple Heart. His name's Justin Patterson. You'll meet certain people. It's like anything else in life. Like I've met, countless troops, and there's several of them that I'm still in contact with. He was one of those that I was just, we clicked, and I talked to him probably every other day. But what comes with that territory is anytime he goes through something, you go through it with him. And it's, that's one of the reasons that my circle is as small as it is, and I still live at home, because I like to play an active role in my relationships. If I have a deep friendship or a brotherhood with somebody, I got to be a good brother, and I can't be a good brother to 1 million people. You know what I mean? I try to do the best I can through music. So that's how I try to share most of my emotional connection is through music.
Christy from Baldwin, where you at?
Kirsty, how you doing?
What is your favorite city to perform in? This is probably a trick question.
Where are we
A little
at?
bit. Pittsburgh. I believe.
Pittsburgh. I'll be honest with you. I like performing at home because I can literally get in my truck and head back to the house when we're done. But also, like, we ended our last tour with 2 nights sold out in Red Rocks in Colorado. And that was, if you've never been to that venue or seen it, it'd be worth it to look it up and see if there's any time you guys could go out to a show there. It doesn't really matter what show it is. Just seeing a concert there, I feel like it's a spiritual experience almost. It's just unreal.
How do you not get lost in that moment when you're at a place like that?
It's hard, especially for me, 'cause I'm ADD, bad.
I hear you on
ADHD,
that.
right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'll be in the middle of a song and I shoot fireworks up, and it's like, she's my kind of crazy.
So now we know to look for that next time he comes to town.
Yeah.
If
So it's
something
like,
happens.
everybody's outfit or whatever. I'm watching George stay on his phone in the back of the room. Like, I can watch a bunch of things at once. Gotcha.
All right, so Jessica in Baden, she goes, who is the country artist you look up to the most and why?
I gotta say that it was a pretty dark time in my life, and is when I decided to make some really serious life changes. And when I was talking about sobriety and actually going through that process, I was real worried about going back on stage and playing shows again, because I couldn't remember the last time I did it sober. And this is, December 18th will be 5 years, but I was absolutely petrified, because I was like, I was building a house at the same time. I remember calling my manager and going, hey, man, are they pouring concrete on that house today? And he said, yeah. And I said, tell them to stop. And he said, why? I said, because I don't know if I can do my job the way I have all these years. I don't know if I'm going to be able to go on stage and perform like I have. I don't know if my songs are going to be the same caliber that they have been. And out of nowhere one day, they called me up to the front and said I had a visitor, and I walked up there and didn't know the guy from Adam. I'd met him a couple times, but Keith Urban was there and spent a few hours with me just talking about, his sobriety and some of the things he went through and some of the same fears about going on stage. And, he just reassured me that, life as a whole was different, but the performing was different. Everything about everything he did was different, but in a great way. So it definitely gave me a little bit of reassurance, and I needed it, because I literally left the hospital, got on a tour bus, and went on the Eric Church tour in 2011 or 12.
Wow. So you had no time.
That guy for real.
You had no time to just think about anything. You were just off and running.
Baptism by fire, man.
Probably the best way to do it, too.
Oh, yeah.
That's the best way to do anything.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yep.
Learn quickly.
That's right. Adapt or die. Oh, well.
So, Tiffany from Salzburg.
Hey, darling, how are you?
What is your favorite song you've ever recorded?
Oh, that's a hard one. I write all my stuff, or co-write all my stuff, so I have a little connection to all of them. But and I like them all for different reasons. Like, songs about my wife are cool now, because she's got love songs about her, but she's also got breakup songs and sad songs about her, and she's got some songs about her that she'll never hear because they're on the soon to never be released album.
That's probably a good album.
It's probably yeah.
But we have a new one called 3 Feet of Water that's it hits home pretty hard. But songs like that, songs like Just As I Am, Modern Day Prodigal Son, are songs that hit me hard here, and they remind me about this broken road that led me here, and it's a busted up road, and it's not always pretty, but looking back on it, makes me appreciate what I got.
Cassie from North for Sales. Where you at, Cassie?
All right. How you doing, Cassie?
She wants to know if you could collaborate or tour with any artist, who would it be and why?
Well, I just got off tour with Colt Ford and Justin Moore, and that was the funnest tour of my life. I mean,
a lot of golfing going on there.
Yeah, for them, I don't play golf.
They didn't get you out there once?
No, they tried. Colt even bought me a set of golf clubs.
That was a waste of money.
Yeah.
I think there was a lot of him shooting at golf balls going on.
Yeah, I actually did do that. We played. What venue is that where you can hit the golf balls?
That's the one here.
First Niagara?
Yeah,
it's the one here.
yeah.
That was confirmation of what I thought.
Exactly.
Yeah, we
thought we heard a couple.
Yeah. We were out there shooting guns. I was like, nah, if every day on the road was like this.
You'd never go home?
Right. It was awesome. Shooting stuff. Called it.
All right,
Facebook
so
Live, you're welcome.
let's take us outside the country realm. What non-country artists would you like to tour or collaborate with?
Oh, that's a dangerous question.
It's a good question.
It is a good question. I don't know, man. You know what? I do think, to your question, I think Hank Jr. would probably be fun just because it'd be entertaining. I mean, you never know what's going to happen around that guy. Like, he's mean as a snake. You probably see a couple people get cussed out a day. It'd be fun.
Now it's just his meet and greet line.
Yeah.
It's true.
This record. I don't know, man. That is a crazy question. Do you consider Leonard Skinner country or outside of country?
Oh, I think you have to go with the roots being somewhat country.
Okay,
That whole
so
Southern
that doesn't
rock.
count.
No, we're not letting you off that easy.
Oh man, I guess Eminem would be fun, right?
That would be interesting.
Yeah,
That would be really cool.
we'll see what we come up with.
I'd pay to see that.
Me too. I'd have to. He probably wouldn't tour with me unless I paid him a lot. Like we did a song with T.I. He's like, "Oh, you glad to pay me, cut?" Figured.
All right, Marianne from Pittsburgh.
Hey, Marianne, how
She did not want to be. She did not want to be singled out. I can tell you that.
Oh well, I get it.
Was I not supposed to say her name?
No, that's fine.
Oh,
I told her it was going to
First
happen.
time I did that. What is your favorite song you wrote on to perform?
Oh, that now performing songs. That was. I can't believe I didn't go into that avenue when I was answering yours. But
Good. It was a different question.
Yeah, it is. We're covering more ground here. I'll say the party songs are always the most fun to play live. But there's a song called Grown Ass Man that we do acoustic that we did on this last tour. And I got to say, playing that live, there's just something about that because it's basically a song that says what you see is what you get. And that's what I'm all about. Been through some stuff in my life like we all have. I think everybody has their own story, but that song in particular reminds me of my story, and it's a thing of pride for me because through all that, I never forgot who I was. Still the same dude, still live at home. I'm still, and there's things about me that'll never change, and that song kind of keeps that strong, But it's about to get dirty, and songs like that are rowdy and make you want to punch people. Those are fun too.
Grown Ass Man is that's in my opinion the best song on that album.
Oh, thank you,
just
man.
throwing that out there for you.
I appreciate that. Thank
I
you.
love
sir.
that song.
Kind of leads into this one now because Larry from Grove City. Where you at, Larry?
How you
There
doing,
go.
Larry?
Larry, now this one, I don't know if you want to answer this one honestly or not. If you were elected as president in the upcoming election by a write-in candidate, would you accept the results of this election?
You know what? And And I knew this political stuff was coming up. You can ask me political questions, but here's the thing: I don't read or watch any of the shit I need to be politically opinionated. But I will tell you, that whole thing was brought up as a big thing. It's like he's a businessman. If Trump doesn't accept the results, I mean, who gives a shit, really? Right? 'Cause he's just going back to the business world. It's not like he's a senator or somebody that's wanting to be influential in politics going forward. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of a I'm a sore loser.
I'd vote for him.
I was going to say.
I'd vote for him. Okay.
Well, there you go. There's at least one, maybe two write-in votes.
I like it.
Oh.
What's that now?
A good alternative. He says you make a great
ain't
good
that
alternative.
the truth? It's like the first election in our history where it's not so much who you want to vote for, so you don't want to be president. That's good. Go America.
I don't know. I think we have there's our mission. Write-in vote for you.
We have
Gilbert
shirts
for
at the
president.
merch booth that say Brantley for president.
It could be a reality, though.
That would be actually terrible. That would be about like when I went to college to be a relationship counselor at one point.
Wait. What?
Yeah, man. I was one of them guys that had a lot of majors. Like I switched around a lot.
But a
At
relationship.
one point, I thought I wanted to be a cop, and then I looked around at the people I hung out with, and I was like, that'll never work out. If I'd have been a relationship counselor, I'd have been responsible for more divorce than social media. That could have been bad. And if I was president, just I'm not very. I mean, there's. Yeah, I'll stop there. It'd be bad news. It'd be bad.
Don't cross me as a relationship counselor.
No, I'm actually good. I'm a good listener.
Did your wife tell you that?
No. Quite the opposite.
Same problem.
Exactly. I think we all have that one.
I'm telling you.
Jody from Robinson. Did I say it right? Okay.
Hey, Jody, how are you? I'm hanging in there like hair in a biscuit.
So where? What?
Yeah, it's good. Yep, you in there. Like a steak at Waffle House, bro. It shook him up.
Oh man. Where do
That was dice.
Oh, somehow we lost the train on this one.
Yeah, and you said train.
Pew.
Yeah. Track.
Where has this gone?
Hell, quick.
Where do you get your writing inspiration?
A little bit of everywhere, man. It kind of goes with his question a little bit. I mean, it could be a fly on the wall. A lot of times you'll sit down with people you're writing with, or I'll have something happen that makes me mad. I'll write about that. If I have something happen that makes me sad, I'll write about that. But a lot of times, more often than not, in a co-writing setting, it's you just have conversations with people, and if something hits, you know, you kind of run with it a little bit, and if it clicks, and you run with it. My main goal when I'm writing anything is, like I said earlier, I'm selfish. I gotta revolve it around to something that's about my life, about a personal experience or something that I was very close to that happened.
All right, now my question for you.
Oh God.
Yes, I know a lot about it. No, I actually had two, but I'll bypass the one about you talking about your wife and how she makes all those great chocolates and truffles and stuff. You were complaining about that because you kind of led into, yeah, exactly. You started down the track when you were here earlier about what you do to prepare to go on stage, and some of it was very fascinating to me. And I know a lot of people out there want to know just walk us through like you getting ready to go out on stage, because it's not something where you just like walk off the bus, walk right up, or is it really that simple?
No, I mean, I start off a little bit of hot yoga in the back lounge, and warming up. I've got a ventriloquist. I don't even know what a ventriloquist is. I'm lying. I'm lying about all. No,
Yoga? I got stuck at yoga.
I wanted to see how far he was going to go with it.
hot yoga in the back should have gave it away.
Yeah.
I think that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen.
Now there's a reality show I'd like to see you do hot yoga.
They just need to have me try all different kinds of fitness.
There you go.
It'd be a really fast show. It'd be like 5-minute episodes. It'd be over everything, like CrossFit. We hired a CrossFit trainer to come out on the road with me when I got fat last time, when I got sober. Mm-hmm. It was bad. I got up like 225 pounds. It was not muscle. Like naturally, I'm like around 175, 180. It was bad. But he made it like 2 days. He was like, "Oh, you smoke?" oh, hey, you ain't gonna be smoking 2 days later. I was like, he's fired. Find me somebody else. Thanks for coming out. Then we finally found this guy that came on. He was talking about doing Bible studies and all that, which is great. But I mean, on your first day, you really want to start bringing in. And then, you know, the second day he was on the job. So first day was Bible studies. The second day on the job, we couldn't find him when it was time to leave. That joker had he was having a conversation with the young lady behind the bus. We got a 6-year-old in here.
Wow.
Yeah.
So after he's lecturing you,
Yeah, he went 2 days.
do as I say, not as I do.
Right.
So no, but
Don't you love those people?
Yeah.
you're backstage at a show, getting ready to go on, or because you see guys, they get the band together, they get this. Obviously, you guys don't have. I mean, you have communication before leading out. What do you do to prepare to go out on stage?
I usually like to spend about 15, 20 minutes just kind of wrapping my head around what's about to happen every night. As it's a weird mental place to go because you got to imagine you could be in a bad mood one day. Say you've had a bad day. Well, you're about to go on in front of 10,000 people who are ready to have the time of their life, who have been waiting on this for months, and you got to do it 3 or 4 nights in a row. So you got to be mentally prepared, I feel like, especially for our show because it's so in your face. I can't be in a bad mood or having a long day or, I really have to be in the zone. I can't be too excited. It's a lot like playing football. Mm-hmm. I feel like you just have to be in a good place like a quarterback. You can't be too fired up, but you can't be too dead either. I spend about 15, 20 minutes doing that. I grab me a prayer by myself, and then we walk out and I go meet the band at what we call Ground Zero, and we punch each other in the face a bunch of times. I'm lying about that too. I do punch my guitar player Noah sometimes. He likes it. He's sweet.
That's why he's your guitar player.
Yeah, I love him. But no, we all get together and talk about any changes that we've made to the set or the songs, and then we go into a prayer, and then it's showtime.
So shows when you come out to take it outside, is that like you can tell your mood?
Yeah.
Bad day.
Yeah, dude, I had to quit watching MMA before shows. I ain't kidding you. There's a dude in Chicago knows why.
The whole set.
Yeah, well, dude pulled me off stage before I knew it. Like I hit him like Chuck Liddell overhand. I was like, where'd that come from? I saw it on TV. There was like a pay-per-view fight that night, and I was all into it. It was the one where I think it was Conor McGregor and Nate Diaz, like the first one. So I was all jacked, and I was watching all the prelim fights. Mm-hmm. I was missing the main fight as I was on stage, and I was thinking about what was going on and been doing that. And then here comes this jack leg. Thought it'd be funny. Let's see.
I was gonna say because that happens. You have to react.
Right.
And your first reaction, I mean, just looking at you, you're gonna get popped.
No, it was self-defense.
There you go.
Swing at you. What are you gonna do?
That's right.
Exactly. I'm backing his play.
It was one of those things where it was like, oh, that was a good one. Oh, I'm gonna get sued. But then you think about it legitimately, and there was a little 4-year-old girl that was on the guardrail up front, which I hate when people do that. No offense, I love when you bring kids to shows. I love that, but don't bring them to the front row and set them on the guardrail in the front. Because if I ever do fall or come way too far up front, people will smash that child. And where he pulled me off, it almost knocked her off.
Oh, yeah, no.
Thing and hit my ribs, everything else. Plus, he reared back when he hit the ground. So
hey, the back of the ticket says
you may get punched in the face.
You may. It's in there somewhere. I'm sure a lawyer can turn something into that.
Is that what the fine print on the back of the tickets is?
Yeah. Yeah. Read it one day.
Okay, so Wookie told me I had to write my name on the card and where I was from. So Andy from Helltown has this question for
Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you.
If you had one song that you wrote that you could go back to in time and relive it, what song would it be?
Oh.
Just one.
I probably, you know what? Tomorrow, if you ask me that question, it may be a different answer. But right now, like we were talking about this new record that's coming out. My records are always the good, the bad, and ugly. But this one I struggle with a little bit, and it took me so long to put it out because it sounds bad, but I was waiting on more of the bad and ugly. God's been really good. to us this, in this chapter of my life. And my wife coming back in the picture has really been the highlight of everything. So there's a song called Way Back on the new record. It's about like when I came back to town and she was in town at the same time, and we met up, and it was like everything was just, it picked up where it left off without all the bad stuff. So I was sitting in the driveway going, single for life, single for life, single for life. And then she walked around the corner and all that tough guy shit went out the window.
Well, speaking of wife, my wife wanted me to ask you, what is your favorite Harley?
What's my favorite Harley? All right, so I got two. I have the first one I ever owned was a 99 Softail Custom.
I've seen it.
Night Train. That's my baby. And then I got a Street Glide. When I was growing up riding, when I was 15, all the guys I rode with told me, man, once you move over to a bagger, you're an old man.
That's why I sold mine.
Your bagger?
Yeah, I got rid of it because somebody called me old.
I can't do it. I reckon I'm just an old man. I'm going to leave the gray in my beard and everything.
Might as well.
You see these 50-year-old guys, some of these musicians nowadays, and they take the stage and it's all come on, man. I'm watching you.
Especially, you know what they went through to get there.
That's right.
There's more gray hair in there than anybody else.
Just leave it. It's wisdom.
Exactly. It's distinguished on us.
Until you get to like my dad finally cut his hair. My dad had grown his hair out like past his shoulder blades, which is fine if you like trim it. But he just kind of let it go. And he's working at the deer farm, so he'd get on the four-wheeler and he'd drive real fast, and it looked like he had wings coming up.
What's that like, having a deer farm?
It's awesome, man. It's my peace of mind. It's
Growing deer. I
Yeah.
understand it. Maybe not everyone understands it.
But yeah, basically what's going on at the farm is we're probably 2 years out from really starting it. We're going to bring in some vets this year, but really my main goal for that place is to be able to bring Make-A-Wish kids in, work with several different charities. And if they want to kill a big deer, that's awesome. A lot of people hate high fence hunting, and I get it. But what we're doing there, I'm trying to breed out a lot of the trash that a lot of these guys do, and do straight out and up. And I want a situation where you get a lot of these kids that want to kill a big deer. That's their last wish. And they can't be gone for 2 weeks at a time to hopefully get on something. At the farm, we can hopefully get them on something within 2 or 3 days. Same thing with a lot of these vets, it's hard for them to go on these free range hunts. It's hard for them to get stands, and the farm is set up to be completely handicap accessible. The entire front half of it, the lodge, everything is handicap accessible, and we're planning on doing a lot of work with charities. That's something that I enjoy doing very much. So deer season is usually my off time in the schedule, and wanted to see how I could fit something that I love to do, two things that I love to do, and that's do work with our wounded warriors and our vets and bring them out and hunt with them, and bring some kids out and hunt with them, and
Makes it all worth it.
Yeah, man, for sure.
All that time away makes it worth it, because you can allow these people to do that because of what you do.
For sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, Brantley Gilbert.
Man, thank y'all very much.